can't hear myself on my, so I'm going to try my system preferences. See if I can
There's a couple of these here.
Is that one? Oh yeah, those are good.
Unless you got the pucks there somewhere, right?
I beg your pardon?
You have the pucks?
Yeah.
I think the pucks are better.
Yeah.
Personally.
How come I can't hear myself in the
Why did your neighbors in
input is direct to microphones? See what's going on here at the ranch. At the ranch. She was supposed to be home with the kids. I'm recording with Brian.
I made you my special guest star.
Tabernacle. Maybe I should play a French song. There's no point to even wear these things if I can't even hear myself. Got a real Led Zeppelin thing happening there. It's called La Bastline. So that's a song I'd have to learn. Hopefully my friends will find me online. But you can't even hear me because I don't even have that microphone on, do I? Is this thing on? Is this thing on? It is. Man. Is it on? It's on. I don't think it's loud enough though. I don't think it's loud enough. You think it's loud? You think it's balanced there, Brian? My voice and the guitar?
I think so.
Yeah.
Close enough. So you're going to play it more, I'll let you
You know what song that is? There's a town I know where the people go cold and rock. This place, there's a girl I know. Actually, that's not the right shirt to say. But that's what I was thinking of when I was playing the melody.
How long you do that for? You know what we should be doing since we got a little time here? We don't have a lot of time because I'll be going to bed soon.
Yeah.
Should be something on over there.
I can log into the other computer, man.
We should do it together. Because I don't understand.
I'm gonna work out that. Relax for a minute, please.
I will. We'll see you later.
Well, I followed her to the station with a suitcase in my hand. Well, I followed her to the station with a suitcase in my hand. Well, it's so hard, so hard. When all your love's in vain. I listened to a lot of Robert Johnson in my lifetime.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's very complicated to play though, man, because he doesn't play in a standard tune. I don't think they had determined that 440 was going to be the common note when he played. I think it might have been 432. Can't you see what you're doing to me? Since I love you too much. I don't have that kind of finesse at the moment. Play that sweet little line there. The top. That's kind of like the opening song for Gold Coast Lake ships down to cotton fields, sold in a market down in New Orleans. So it goes. Practice that one. Gold Coast ships bound for cotton fields, sold in those market down in New Orleans. You should have heard them just around midnight. And sugar, I come to taste of you. Stones songs are really clever. There's
supervisor. He's a Dutch guy. He's a nice guy.
What's that?
You Google thing, we're looking for 9 Megan. It's in the Netherlands. Or you got an atlas?
You're looking for like a map? What's going on here? I can look it up. I don't mind. I'm still recording.
Yeah, well, you know, then you can hook me up and I'll be able to.
Yeah, I can hook you up. So just log in.
Come see me at God got me for tomorrow morning. The clothes too far.
Hey man, you're on.
What's that?
I logged you in. So you looking? I logged you onto the computer.
Oh. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh shit, you got running out there.
Just open up another window, man. Command L when you get into the space bar and you'll be able to go where you want. Command L, you'll get there.
Well, this is a good one, eh? Well, that's a town I'm making. They did different spelling, you know, the English and the more the Dutch, things, the French, but a little different.
I was listening to Swedish yesterday, man. What a freaky language.
There's a movie, Sean Connery, and that guy, somebody Fox, and all these other shows.
Jamie Foxx?
No, it was that guy. That's a long time ago. Not Jamie Foxx, the black guy. He's an English actor. He played there, I believe, the day that Jackal was the assassin.
Oh, wasn't that a crazy movie with Bruce Willis was in that, right?
That's the remake.
Fuck, that was a good movie,
You
man.
see the original.
I know, but
He has a gun and a cane, or crutches,
did you
right?
see when he fucking blasts the arms off of fucking Jack Black?
I never seen that movie.
No, it's fucking vicious, man. Jack Black is a fucking, he's just going about his business,
So-
and this guy uses him a target, man.
So if there's Google it, but all these actors, there was a British and Americans, they were chasing. This is when they're liberating the Netherlands, Holland. They're pushing the Germans back over the Rhine. This is before the final. So they crossed down when the Allies finally crossed.
You know a lot about the Second World War?
I wouldn't say a whole lot. I wouldn't get into it.
Does your father ever tell you stories about
He told me things, but he never told me like personal stuff. I knew when I was young, I may have asked him when I was younger, but someone may have pointed out. But others may have told similar stories. If they did it, then for sure my dad did it. You don't talk about stuff like that. You don't go talk, yeah, I killed like 50 crowds all night. Then I drank the other bottle of scotch and killed another 50. But the guy who talks like that is just killing another human being cannot be unless you got the taste of blood.
Well, the thing is that you would get addicted to it.
You could.
That's the problem, I think. If you were good at it, and that was your job,
I mean, that
the
was
first time in your life, somebody you're good at something,
holy fuck.
hey man, killing machine.
Killing me.
The thing is, you probably end up getting killed in battle too, right? Like the odds are, and you won't fucking.
There's people.
Look at. If we're talking about me, like I'm dead the second day.
It's like the bear.
I'm dead 3 days
It's like
after
a
it
wild animal.
starts.
It's like a wild animal. Particularly a bear. It's rarity for it to attack a human. But once it attacks a human and say it runs off, it goes off, and you got that taste of blood.
You gotta track
It's got that taste of blood. Or
Source.
killed another. Yeah, so now he goes over as opposed to the opposite of eating the normal plants, the plant food that he would get, he's going for the red meat. And then to taste to humans. And that's when it becomes dangerous.
That's why we have to protect our.
Anyways, the movie that I'm making, you know who? I would just offhand. I know he's not in it, but Dirty Harry is kind of one of those ones. It's more kind of like a Private Ryan, Saving Private Ryan, but they're inland. And they insisted. I think I'm not too sure whose problem was Montgomery wanted to push onward, so he wanted to hold up a bit. So he was stretching a little too thin. But a guy like Patton, all of a sudden, we're chasing them, we're getting them, and they can stretch themselves into the ball. All of a sudden, the Germans were waiting for them. They were. There was a last holdout, but eventually they did cross.
Those are all military strategies.
But those first guys got it. They got pinned down and beaten from like a few thousand, we'll say, soldiers. So they ended up with being like very little left. It was like, if you've seen movies, pictures of street warfare in Italy,
Loving this in person.
then you'll understand what that warfare was like in 98. Because they had the planes come in. They came down. The Germans were because the Germans.
What did the French do during the Second World War? How come everybody sour on the French? Because they just let the Germans come in and fucking have their way?
Well, Vichy was.
They were just kind of like.
Well, that was the agreement. They kind of sort of way, like appeasement, that they didn't destroy France of its beauty. You know, Hitler could have said either do blow this up, blow
Yeah,
that
they
up.
had a vested interest in
And they're
keeping
not
that
even-
treasure alive.
Right, they're no different than, say, the Taliban blowing things up in Afghanistan. You can't blow it up, whether you like it or not, you can't be blowing up and desecrating certain. You can put it away, put it in a building.
When you're right, man. Yeah, this is my friend Brian over there.
Hang on, I didn't think we were signing any waiver form on this one.
If I can put it private, if you get excited.
Follow him, follow the money. What do you got another camera there somewhere else?
You want to bottle of water? I bet you do, man. I haven't seen you drink anything today. Did you find what you were looking for on the computer?
Because that's how I knew how to find out how to spell.
Because it's going to go dormant again, right?
Not Megan.
That's what you wanted to do.
Not Megan.
And
So, my dad took his, he was up in that area, so he knows firsthand about it.
Because the Americans are not forgiving the French about this, right? Because the French are fucking playing right into the hands of the other side already.
Of who, the Russians?
No, fucking take over the world, man.
Oh, the globalists.
Yeah. Like they're a fucking player, man. Like they're right in there. They're in agreement. They'll be one of the powerhouses.
They got nuclear weapons. That's one thing they do have now. Now that you're fearful of the globalists, they've got nuclear weapons too. The French, now the Russians, no, Putin's fighting. I go for that. And they got it all mixed up. You just have to listen to these guys on the radio. They talk about the national interest of the oil, the pipeline. Well, hang on, we should try to get on. Because like I said, I do try to get on these. We paid $4 billion, we'll say $4.5 billion.
That's fucking not very good to do, man.
That pipeline.
Basically, it's just like we're just basically
we're
bribing ourselves with our own money. That's stupid.
You know what? I don't really think it's. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to do. We're saying they're going to say. I mean,
it's going to add 10 cents to the price of every item you buy on the shelf of the store. It's going to add taxes to our
yeah. If they had the agreement and you had nobody who would step up to the plate, just say that. No, everybody's in agreement. We're going to build it, but no one steps up to build it because it costs money. Correct? Right? Well, just that scenario. That's when the government is good to say. It's like building a highway. We can't get our goods out unless we build a highway. That's why it's a pipeline. I'm against the oil in a lot of British Columbia, and some are just against it, period.
I just don't think it's feasible because I think in 30 years we won't even be using oil.
We'll be using it. They talked about it. Oil is.
At the rate we're going, we're gonna fucking kill each other. There won't be even very much need for oil. Basically, we're down to a fucking civil war going off everywhere, man.
The oil can go north, as I got to say it on the radio. North, it can go south, it can go east. Our union was so full of these guys up here. Oh, I got a job right here. It's a pipeline. Well, where's the pipeline now, buddy? Where's your job?
You did a day on an construction job, man.
So there's no pipeline, there's no job. The cost is prohibitive. I agree with that one. However, I mean,
you know what, man? It would be a feat of engineering.
It would, and I've met people invent.
But it'll be a disaster once the first accident happens.
Exactly. And there's do we want to fuck the Arctic? No. Do we want to really screw any place? No, we don't. And that's where they gotta, I've met them say you get those backyard mechanics, you get those inventors, and people like a Frank Stronach, he put it in his garage and took it from there. Or Bill Gates, they say.
Canada doesn't lend itself well to be developed north of like 100 miles of the border. It's cost prohibitive. Everything's cost prohibitive.
It's cost prohibitive to get to Mexico. It's cost prohibitive to California, Florida.
Yeah, but Canada's very high cost. Cold weather, energy costs, cutting through the forest.
Other countries can do it.
Yeah, because they don't have a country the size of ours, right?
I know that. Maybe pipeline. Anyway, I met people with the pipelines, and this one.
And people are not going to move from the south to go live in the Arctic and be a be cold like 10 months a year. They're just not going to do that.
You know, if it paid well, I could. If it was an experience in there and I could afford it, I didn't have to work.
Well, maybe in the future,
because
it'll be developed in such a way that it'll be economical.
Yeah. How many people can say, I can't? Yeah. I've been up there. Yeah. Okay. Other than traveling in Finland, we crossed the Arctic Circle. Hey, that's cool. Right?
Yeah, but that place, all of
But now
Scandinavia is north of 60.
No.
I'm pretty sure.
No. It's if you look at whatever that sea is, that between Finland and Sweden, it's on the top, and you go above that.
Is it called the
Bay of? Well, it starts with B, I believe.
Baltic?
You know, Baltic. Okay,
Or the North Atlantic?
No, it's the Baltic. I thought the Baltic was down,
but it's port.
The Baltic was down.
Germany,
down lower. Baltic Sea is down by.
Is it near Hamburg? Like Hamburg to Finland? How far is that?
Pretty feet. That would be. It's the Baltic Sea is
south the coast of Portugal, Poland.
Right, and that's where the bottom of Finland comes, and it swings a little further, and it's down in that area. I'd open, but this one where it's like the big. It's a big bay, we'll say. I don't know what it could have been a big fjord at one time. Who fucking knows? But it's
pretty cool that people decided to go live there, and they can only live on the real small part of the world, that country. That country's not inhabitable inside the place. You can't go live in the mountains and fjords there.
Why not?
Because it's not practical to live in most of fucking Finland. It's in the Arctic. Most of Finland is in the Arctic.
No, okay, hang on. No, hang on. No, it's not. I go.
Helsinki is like living in Kapuskasing.
I go for that.
Yeah. It's on the same kind of.
Very long way from the Arctic. But I'd say that maybe Finland, Helsinki could be maybe around Yellowknife. A little bit lower. It's up by the tar sands, give or take.
And the tar sands, it's not a clean product. It's not a very clean product.
It's not a clean product to extract it. I mean, clean as in the energy.
You know what, though? I'll tell you this. Why not develop it and bring people to that area and consume the energy in that area and develop that area? Because that would be like a nice gas tank to have. If you could process all the oil there and turn it into a finished product, instead of having to fucking send it as bitumen.
Bitumen's what? I think bitumen is what? Is it additive or?
No, bitumen is basically the raw material. I guess they put some kind of slurry through it to get it through the pipeline. But it's basically they get it someplace and they distill it and they separate it. Half of it is fucking
useless.
It's just like dirt.
What do they do with that? But that's being shipped
I
out.
think they must rehabilitate it, but it might be a place some in the world that's got a lot of contaminated soil.
And there's because that's what that oil is going to be done. Will do. They will pump it out to the pipeline. It says run the pipeline. Why the 4.5 or whatever billion they paid for it? People said that it cost them $12 to $20 billion in reality. Hasn't that pipeline been amortized? It is like 60 years old.
Oh, they have lifetimes. They have life expectancies too. They need constant maintenance. It's not like you build it once and you're done.
No, and we're building a new.
You have to fucking.
We bought the old one.
Keeping it moving.
We bought the existing pipe that it's now, and Trudeau's gonna build a new pipe.
You know what, man?
And it's all gonna come down, as I told the natives, money. And they painted themselves into the corner. No matter how they
was, Brian, you don't understand. We bribe ourselves with our own money.
Yeah.
We're going to take money, invest in the project, but it's our own money. And we're going to basically take that resource, develop it, and then we're going to turn it into a crown jewel, and then it's going to be sold off at a loss, like the Sky Dome. Because the government is not supposed to be in the oil business.
But
it's going to antagonize people all over the world.
But
that we fucking subsidize our oil.
We don't subsidize that oil.
We're spending $4.5 billion.
Think of this one.
Buying a dud.
The pipeline is like a road. Think of that, right?
I understand.
And it's just building a road for that oil to go to the international market.
He's going away to another, like he's going to bring in extra money, but the money that we're going to get for our oil is barely going to cover the cost of fucking of doing all this expense plus paying the bill of $4.5 billion. Like this is a losing proposition. Right? It's going to cost 2 barrels of oil to get 1 barrel out at some point. Because that fucking stuff is lots of energy goes into. So my solution would be to bring people closer to that resource. But it's too wild, right? There's fucking cougars and bears, and you can't fucking move people into animal territory.
No, you're not gonna. That stuff's big.
Like Fort McMurray is almost like at the fucking North Pole. Man. I'm exaggerating, but it's fucking. Like when you get to Edmonton, you're still fucking maybe 10 hours away.
No,
I think so.
No, driving, maybe driving 10 hours. Because it's way up there. It's on the other side of Slave Lake.
Cold Lake, there's cold water. Cold Lake, where they have the Air Force Base.
Yeah, it's right near.
We would have been wise to just fucking go to Alberta as soon as we turned 18, man. So we have to fucking Fort McMurray, and we would have been fucking golden.
Yeah, but all you'd have is
a cocaine habit.
Yeah. Look what we've done.
I've had a lot of fun.
Marry kids, this and they still have that. It's ironic. Now you're back in Canada.
I was wanting to go to work, but I thought to myself, fuck, I got so much fucking to do at my house. And right now, there's a window. Maybe I can get into the mill, bring my cart back here. You know,
your cart back here yet?
Yeah, it's here.
What did you say? You don't have to wait, do you?
Well, even if I did, I don't give a shit. You know, I'm not ready to go back to work anyways. I'm gonna try it. I'd like to try other things, but if I get called and dispatched to go to work, I'll go. And if I get into the mill, I'll be just as happy. I'll keep paying my dues, even if I'm working with the mill and off the list.
Yeah, I think just take out all that.
$35 a month, man. That's a good insurance to have.
All of a sudden, you know, we're gonna get back on the list. Where would it be?
I had a cousin who was in the mill, who was in the union. He worked on a construction job at the mill for one shift, and he worked at the mill for the other shift. So he'd go home to sleep, and he'd come in for a construction shift, and then do it. Well, he was making money like crazy, man. Fuck.
And what's happening with the pot up here?
The pot up here? Oh, the proposal to put that business is coming to town there. I don't know. Eric knows a lot about it because he applied to the company and he actually spoke to people over there.
Oh yeah. And
because he's a graphic artist, like he was kind of like pitching the idea that he could actually be like useful as, you know, packaging or, you know, marketing in that way, right? And Eric has got like a good
packaging is plain.
He's got a good sense of business because he deals with people like that all the time.
And the packaging is plain, but even if plain.
No, but I mean, there's opportunities for
right. You got to stretch the envelope. Stretch the envelope. You know, it works within the plane that the government says it has to be. It can't be this. It has to be that. So with that one, you're stretching the envelope, getting closer to the other one you want, but enough that the color coordination or how it's done. You can't use color, and you can't use Art Deco or design onto it. No, it's got to be absolutely friggin' plain. I don't think so. I think it should be a kind of something, a little something.
What do you mean? I mean, they shouldn't make it generic.
That's what,
you know, because I think people could like there's an opportunity for some scientific work to be done in pot right now. Because the money that comes in, you could say to the government, say, look, we're doing some research on this stuff and get grants and all this bullshit, right? You know, fucking.
There's a lot of that's because
you want to measure your pot. You want to know what you're selling people.
Right. There's
and what's effective on certain
there's a lot of, and again, it's not there's clinical trials on this one, Again, it's a lot of them is bullshit.
I'll volunteer, man. I'll go all the time if I can try their stuff.
It's because they say we can't do this because we need to research it, trial and error, whatever. Well, the Dutch and the Israelis, particularly the Israelis, are world leaders. It's an Israeli guy who's the one who's identified the THC and CBD.
No kidding, man. Those Israelis, they're fucking bright.
But
they take over everything.
It's the natives, like we'll say the ancients. Why do I say the natives? Because it's not just our indigenous people. It's the natives of that land, of different countries and regions of the world where the pot plant was, the THC was. Do they know about CBDs? I'm not too sure. But they knew something of that plant was good. I say, here, eat these muffins. You eat the muffins when you grandma.
I bet you there's a lot of things that our culture has accepted for a period and let go, right?
Yeah.
Like we are nostalgic about our childhood, but our childhood is nothing like our present.
Yeah. If you look at the Beverly Hillbillies or whatever Granny made, it was good for you. It may sound wild, but it was good for you.
Well, she was a good cook, man.
Great. Yeah. Possum pie.
This is going to be a good broadcast. Nobody's going to see it, but when I put it up, I'm going to kind of publicize it.
How many people did you have on views last time?
I don't go and promote them. I don't make tags so that people could find them.
And you delete that. Can you delete it?
I could put it private. I can delete it.
Really, the last thing you want to do. I don't know how much I watched them. I skipped through a lot.
Right.
The last thing you want to do is people being drunk. It's like teenagers being.
The thing is that YouTube, if anybody complains about it, then YouTube will take it off. So I'll respect that.
Dave Healan at his best? No. Dave.
Has he seen it?
I'm not sure. You think he would have?
But that'd be a good fucking way to fucking broadcast a show, man. This craziness like that. I think people would love that.
See another drunken bunch of people, drunken people back on.
Sometimes there's some good stories.
There are. Yeah, because that bridge not making. What's that bridge called? They Gagami?
Yeah, it's got an Indian name to it.
The Gagami, but there's not making. I started pulling in and it got it. Bridge too far. There's one too far. I think Ryan O'Neill's in it. Yeah, I have to think I'll Google it. Whatever. I heard the stars, a lot of stars into it. Think of the longest day. Bridge too far. That's why the Dutch love the Canadians. Yeah, well, that was our prize. So we got Italians with the Canadians. Sicily. Ooh. So how you liking your new computer?
Well, in hindsight, I should have saved the money I spent on it and bought myself a second-hand one.
Why?
Because I didn't need to buy that much computer.
Oh, wow. How big is it?
It's a Cadillac of a computer.
Yeah.
I mean, you loaded, man, right now. It's got I got Adobe Creative Clouds. I got AutoCAD on that thing.
Okay. Things always. I think I can see. Hey, you have just a bed sheet, a spare bed sheet. Because what I do is I can see it being warm up there, starting to get warm.
You can take whatever sheets are on that bed upstairs.
And I put it in. I don't even see me.
And if you need anything, my parents have all sorts of stuff. Man.
I know it's just like a cotton sheet. It keeps your body from being sticky.
Right, it's more cottony.
Will be cold at night. You know what? Might come in handy. That's why I brought it. And I should have just had that. I mean, I slept up there when I had those things, those pants. I'll take the BCNDP. Up there, if they don't win or whatever, I'll wear it. I'll go, hey, man, all right. When I vote for them, I voted for them. I helped them. I got with the transgender. How about that one? I like that when you get some of those social justice warriors. You hear these people talking about, let's say, well, they get them out. All Trump supporters are racist pigs. So I got my idea. Smart person. Yeah, smart guy, very insightful, intelligent, great idea. It's like, you know, the next time they see your hair's down, hey, what are you doing? You're dirty at me. Hey, buddy, it's me. Remember? Same face. Well, I see that there. Because I can sit there every parts of town. I do much different than I do.
How much did you go and support the NDP is because of the color of your hair. It's almost like the color of that.
No, I personally thought they were.
It looks good on you compared to the other colors.
Even though I was with transgender, they were helping me. Remember, she's a transgender. And all these other guys who were NDP, like we'll say the staff, the professional staff, they may have been gay, but they used me. I feel, they used my assets.
You know what kills me, man? It seems to me, and I could be wrong, but there was a lot of pent-up gayness all over the place when we were growing up. Am I right about that? Because everybody seems to be gay these days. Do they get they screwed so many women and they're tired of it and they said, I gotta find something else to screw?
Yeah, I gotta try a new position.
That doesn't make any sense, man.
Hey, travel light too. Travel light. Stuff like get rid of. I mean, some of your shirts and you didn't have to use. That's a long time ago.
Look at shirts, man. I wish that shirt fit me properly. That yellow one.
Work shirts. Long sleeve shirt, right?
That's nice clothes there, man.
Mostly yours, but I mean, nothing not. Maybe a shirt. Hang up with. I know it's a short sleeve shirt, but it might be a warm night. I don't think it's going to.
When you just take one note away from a fucking chord, you make another chord with it. And you hope that it's going to make a nice sound. Just move one note at a time. by just changing one note at a time, you kind of create like a melody, right?
Yeah, don't be surprised if it doesn't work, man. Oh yeah, Google that guy, see if he won. Whatever happened to that guy? U.S. Congress or something. Yeah. 2 years ago. Yeah, you know what it's like. Yahoo or something. Yeah, this Dutch guy, Reamer. He's a nice guy. He worked all over the world. He lives in Meaford. He was saying he worked on that. Is that Antigua? Somewhere in the Caribbean that got hammered.
That's off the coast of Venezuela.
St. Bart's.
No, maybe I'm wrong.
Hey, Michelle.
Yeah.
If you could do me a already, I do my thing. If you could do me a favor, if you could set your alarm. I ask you to get out. But I need you to get out first.
I'm not usually at like I usually been getting them at 4:30, but if you want to get them at 4, I have no problem with that.
I'm gonna set my alarm for like 4. So that's why I make the reference to it on the name. Because I told him to say it earlier. Hang on. This is whatever it is. On the 30th. Okay. 30th. I got the phone call at 4:22. I was 4:17. I pulled over and I was driving around. Sure. I couldn't hear the guy. You shoot back? Yeah, for Reamer? Yeah, okay. Well, I have to be tomorrow. Because I would have been Thursday. I can't. Doctor's appointment. Always use a doctor's appointment. Okay. So I phoned him. And I texted him. It's Brian. Redhead. I've been called out to Mighty She-Cat. Check your voicemail. The next one right after a minute later, I said, whatever the length of duration you can depend upon me. Put down 2 weeks. Thanks. We have a job at Thunder Bay too. Are you available? I said, I love Thunder Bay. I've been there for 1 year, 96, 97. Yes, available. UTL can be there Friday.
Is this the next reader?
I've got a couple. Monday is okay. Excellent. Thanks, Reamer. I feel like the Canadian Army when they liberated home. Long Loveland Square. I just said that the Eagle has landed. Welcome back. Come and see me at the Gagabee Bridge tomorrow morning. wrote down, bridge too far. I make it. So see you there. Yeah, I make it. Because he knows that bridge is fine. Let's see what I'm there just being the guy, the quiet guy. And so you know what I'm saying. They can see
Give me a job there and I'll fucking travel there. I'll probably only end up there working like a few weeks anyways.
Why would you stay up there?
Why wouldn't I? Because I don't know, man.
You think I'm going to, you can travel with your nephews. Or you travel with your best friends.
But if they have room in that, I'd probably travel with them. Actually, I'll just go call the hall tomorrow and tell them I'm available for that job. Yeah. I had everything except for my boots, my rubber boots, but I could buy some of those. You need rubber boots there probably, right?
Yeah, I thought they supply them. See, I'm just taking enough for, I got the other, my other clothes in the car, enough for.
Just going for a smoke, right?
That's all.
Just see if I can get to play like that there. Pretty bad lighting, man. So I really do need to buy lights. Some lights for sale, $2,200, like the professional lights.
Here's a bigger pair of boots.
You know what though? If I ended up working out there, I'd get a tent. I wouldn't fucking sleep in my car.
Oh no, I wouldn't. I can sleep in my car for now. Right? I can make that car comfortable. Is it luxurious? No. If anybody thinks that, then they're a fucking idiot. Yeah, buddy, it feels just like my home. Size of my bed, I can get the candle. Cool. What do you think, fucking guys? But if I'm going to be there for a length of time,
you may as well pocket that money, man. Pocket the little allowance. That's how you make the money, man. You make $2,000 a month for you to play your cards, right?
That's
you'd have to work every day of the month.
No. You get $125 a day there,
and gas. You get $40 for the gas, right?
I think it's $125 altogether. Those guys probably got a little bit more. They took less on pay. They take less on pay, but they get a living out of them. So these guys don't understand. They say, guys, that's free. That's free money. Capiche?
Yeah.
And if I can drive, even my last day, hey, Brian, your last day, hey, Reamer, you want those delivered to North Bay for you? Here's another $700 in your pocket, tax free. How's that? That's my last day.
Yeah, you're right.
And I'm sure he thinks, oh, fuck, look who they sent me.
Are they going to be happy with you?
That guy's happy. He's happy.
Yeah.
So I'll be happy, I think.
Hey, there's my friend, bud. Are you there, buddy?
Peace.
Peace right there.
Peace.
I can't hear you, man. Oh, it's in this microphone. Hold on. Hey, buddy, are you there?
Yeah, peace, man.
Hey, how you doing? That's Lucid from Irvine, California.
Irvine, California.
We'll have your cigarette, man, and then maybe roll another number, and we'll do the this guy's really cool.
Doesn't matter about that one. It's a digital file. That's what I'm saying.
My friend's very paranoid when it comes to the internet.
I'm not paranoid. I'm cautious. Everything is digitized and put in a file somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Somewhere.
Oh yeah, they're gonna come
And
after.
one day they'll have the
They're
album.
coming after me. I know for sure.
What's that called? Tom Cruise one. One was a cop.
They're all.
Minority Report.
He's always
He's
a
dressed
cop.
like that, and all of a sudden they'll pull a little stick out.
I watched that movie.
You said this. How did you know I said that? You were there.
You're right. You're right. You're right, man. Hey, how you doing, Lucid?
Good.
Good.
I'm doing good.
You got your location where you got the good connection?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome, because you're coming through really nice. Am I coming through good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't send you a link. I didn't know how long I'd be on. But I was expecting my friend Brian to come, and he showed up. So I turned on the thing, and then I was hoping that you would come on at some point if I stayed long enough. Were you watching me for a while before you logged in, or?
No,
No, man.
I've been playing guitar the whole time. You have your guitar with you?
Yeah, I do.
You want to tune up?
No, man. No, I'm cool.
I was easing on down the road. I have a hard time playing and singing that line, but I will get it. Yesterday morning. You sing that song like a professional bluesman.
Thanks.
Because you come in and the way you sing a song, it's exactly, you just hesitate before you play what you sing. And most people basically come in too soon. Like I come in too soon on a song every time. So it's very, very like, I do the same thing with all like the blues stuff. It's uncanny.
Yeah, man. Cool. Who is Sonny Breaks?
Well, basically, that's a play on words because when I listen to the radio and they're giving me the news and the weather, the lady goes, and Sonny breaks, right? That's the thing that they do on CBC radio. And I think it sounds kind of clever. I mean, every other part of the car has been taken already, right? That was cool. I'm gonna try and get in on that job, on that bridge job.
Hey, man. You should try taking my vocals and then adding your guitar.
Yeah, but it's not that easy. I listen to that song and it's like you play like some pretty interesting spots there that are freestyling, and I have to listen to that a long time before I get that. And it's important to the song. It seems to me that there's an introduction to the song, and then there's a little kind of like a medley, and then it's like easy money, and then you get to a point where you're just like you're lamenting, right? I'm gonna go my own way. And that's three parts of that song are like totally different, but it's basically the same kind of jive. And I think that's why it's gonna make that song successful.
Do you feel you've learned the song enough to like try to play behind my vocals?
Yeah, let me try that right now. Let me try that right now. You don't mind?
No, man.
I think you just suggested that.
Yeah, man.
So I'll do that.
I
You
mean,
tell.
you know all the chord changes, right?
Yeah. You're right. Right. Good call, man.
The E.
Appreciate that. See, I need a producer just like you, man. You could be the attorney, and you could write the contracts and the publishing. We would have like a really legitimate business, man, off of one song. That'd be pretty cool.
One hit wonder.
We just need to market that one song over. Like people would sing it, man. That song's got everything. Okay, hold on here.
Yesterday morning, I was easing on down the road, dreaming of satisfaction that would turn my life to gold.
Can you do like lead riffs in there?
Empty pockets, fond memory, burned out rockets,
Turn your guitar up.
long wet
I'm gonna turn this down.
dreams left me.
See how that little interlude there?
Easy money, should have called it a hard buck. Don't tease me, honey,
You turn the vocals down more.
'cause I'm down on my
My
luck.
vocals?
I can't hear the guitar. Your guitar.
This could be better.
I'm just trying to sing it.
Lord, I'm not one to complain. I do my
That's
part,
E flat. E flat.
E flat?
and
Okay.
I'll do it again. That's why I'm working, why I'm hoping, why I'm living for someday. I'm still dreaming, I'm still hoping, hoping for the day I can live my life my way. No one tell me what to say. But today, gonna live my life my way. Ah, yeah. Ah, yeah. Gonna go my own way. Yeah. Gonna go my own way. Easy money, should have called it a hard buck. Don't tease me, honey, 'cause I'm down on my luck. Times could be better. Lord, I'm not one to complain. again. I'm still paying for yesterday. I'm still dreaming. I'm still hoping. I'm still living for someday. Can live my life my way. No one tell me what to say. I'm gonna go my own way. We'll take it day by day. Gonna go my own way.
Yeah, I like the lead you were playing right at the end there. That's what you need to do more of in the middle and throughout.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah, man.
Sounds kind of like hokey, but I'll work on that. I'll work on that for sure.
And listen, man, the change, you're not getting the change right. It goes,
We'll do that right now.
It's E flat to F to B flat to C. E flat F, B flat C.
E flat is that's E flat right there.
Play the whole chord.
But I can't play the whole chord because it'll be minor.
Why not?
It'll be
play it like a C, where you start the bar with your index finger on the 3rd fret. So you bar the 3rd fret with your index finger, and you use your other 3 fingers to play a C chord.
Okay, tell me, is it E flat major?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is it right here.
Exactly. To F.
Okay. This is F right there.
Yes. To B flat.
Okay. That's B flat right there. It's not, doesn't sound like.
Listen, it's E flat F, B flat C.
E flat, F.
E flat major, F major, B flat major, C major. It's just going up a scale. E flat to F to B flat to C.
Okay, let's play it through there, and we'll just see. Yesterday morning, I was easing on down the road, and then where do I go?
You got those chords fine. That is the G minor 7th and the C 7th.
Right, and then I do that 2 measures.
Yeah, those are the first 2 lines.
And then what's the third? What's the 5th line?
This is the change we've been talking about. Then E flat, F, B flat, B. That's it. That's the change you weren't getting.
Okay, I still don't get it, but I'll figure it out. So that's basically the G, and this is the C. This is the G. And then you want me to play
Yes. No, not back down. No. Go to the B flat major chord on the 6th fret. Go right up the scale. E flat, F, then up to B flat, then up to C. Go right up the neck.
Okay. And B?
B flat.
That's B flat.
6th fret.
B flat is in the 6th fret?
Yeah. Just above A.
Okay, so B flat is at 6th fret right now. Okay, I see what you're doing here. Hold on here.
Yeah.
So basically it's and then F.
Yes.
That's a major chord, and that's a major chord. And if I go to the B, is it major again?
B flat, yes, on the 6th fret. Dude, you know, it's just going up the neck. E flat is on the 3rd fret. F is on the 5th fret. B flat is on the 6th fret. And C is on the 8th fret. You just keep going up with the chord.
I'm stoned right now, so that's the thing too, right? And I'm not used to playing E flat like that. Get closer.
Those are all major chords.
Yep.
E flat F, B flat C.
E flat F.
Yes.
F. B flat.
Exactly. Repeat those 4 chords over and over. Yes. Now, instead of going down for the chords, go up the neck. Play the B flat on the 6th fret like a major chord.
Hold on. Yep. As you see right there. That's it right there. Right?
No, you're not doing what I asked you to do.
There's your E flat.
Right?
F.
Right? Continue to go up the neck, not back down.
Okay, so this is the A, so this is B. This is A, this is B, this is B flat. Okay, so
No, you're playing the wrong B flat, dude. You're on the 6th fret.
that's a B flat right there.
Yeah, but I want you to play the B flat from the 6th fret up. Play that chord. You're playing a B. Go down 1 fret. It's B flat.
This is a 6th measure here, buddy.
All right, now go up to C. Yes, those are the 2 ways I want you to play it. B flat to C. Go up the neck of the guitar.
Got it.
That's it right there, bro.
I knew I landed it as soon as you didn't yell at me. It's a really interesting song you got there, man.
It's original.
Fucking right, man. It's our Freebird, man. It's your Freebird. I'm just gonna take credit for arranging it, and if I add lyrics to it or add a measure to it, then maybe. But I mean, it's perfect the way it is.
It's perfect the way it is, man.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I changed the lyrics when I posted it to my channel.
Yeah, I've been listening.
And I changed the arrangement because the cut that you got on your channel, I made mistakes.
Yeah, yeah, but they're charming mistakes.
Well, they were unintended.
Yeah, and that's what it gives it that blues feel to it, like it's authentic.
No, it's where I completely drop out and I play the wrong chord on the guitar.
Yeah. But you recover really nicely, and the song doesn't really suffer that much. I mean, it's a demo,
Yeah.
right? The demo.
I'm a performer. The show must go on. You know, if you make a mistake in the middle of a live TV stage, you know, you just go on. If you're on stage live, you go on. You don't stop and start over.
And you posted that going my own way, right? On the thing, I'm gonna actually take the time and save it and put it in on a loop for myself. Well,
Yeah,
that's
man.
I thought it's basically.
Please subscribe to my channel. I only got like 4 or 5 subscribers.
What do you mean? I'm subscribed to you.
Are you?
Oh, that would be embarrassing if I wasn't, man.
No, it didn't send me a notice that you were.
Hang on here, hang on. I beg your pardon, man. I mean,
And give me a thumbs up, right?
I'll fucking give you all the thumbs up.
Thanks, man. And share it with that black lady that's in the United States that's trying to find a good man to settle down with.
Let's find her, man. Maybe ride on her coattails. She's pretty funny, man. I think she's got a really good sassy attitude, and I think it would work well as a cartoon. Lucid.
Sounds like Janet is Wigtow. She's a black woman who has her mom living with her and her daughter living with her, or her daughters, and she's supporting the whole household, and she has time to go on MGTOW web channels and be a moderator. I mean, I'm amazed at how much time this woman must have on her hands with all that responsibility.
Right, but she's also ambitious, right? And there's a certain something about being a YouTuber that if you're a girl, you really get like I'm pretty sure she could probably get donations. Am I right?
Well, I wouldn't call her a girl. She's a mother, and she's taking care of her own mother.
I know, but she's a sweetheart too.
And she's not looking for a man. She's a woman going her own way.
I can appreciate that. Like, I'm sure if she wanted a man, she probably could get one. I mean,
Well, she had a man. I mean, she has a daughter. She has 2 daughters.
oh, she has 2 daughters. Maybe we're talking about different girls. But we could send her a message too, right?
No, I only bring her up in passing because I'm just trying to find some comedy material.
Oh, that would be fun, right? And the thing is I know this other YouTuber out of Chicago, and she's got like if you could get an animator to animate what she says and like just basically have her do the voices, it'd be so much fun, man. Because she's like really animated, and you're a great actor, by the way. You were doing something on the acting scene. Am I right or am I right?
Yeah, one day I still hope to play King Lear.
Yeah. Let me ask you something. Do you remember which video you sent me? If a link to your video.
Do you know that my tag on my email is not Lucid?
I know. I changed.
If that's what you're looking for.
I know, but I changed it to your real name because I think it's I'll call you Lucid online, but I mean, I think I should.
Well, it's very important. I mean, this is the name I gave myself.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm going to call myself. I'm going to call myself Michelle. Like my name is Mitch. Like everybody knows me as Mitch, so I'm going to stay Mitch for now.
I'd like to call you Sonny.
Hey,
okay, call me Sonny.
Sonny, his mom and dad call him Sonny.
No.
The cop,
Sonny.
the president, the principal of the school used to call him, hey, Sonny boy, come over here.
Yeah, man. Sonny Breaks. Meet Billy Shakes.
Hey, that's perfect, man. I love it. Okay.
Billy Shakes.
You know who that is, right? Billy Shakes.
I've basically subscribed to you, and I'm so surprised that I don't have your subscription because I didn't think you were a producer.
Yeah, man. Billy Shakes is William Shakespeare.
So is that when you're gonna go as, or are you gonna leave it as Lucid?
No, I'm the Lucid Dreamster.
That's what I noticed there.
I know in Vancouver, I know a number of fluid druids.
A fluid druid?
Yeah, that's what they call themselves.
Yeah, fluid druid.
Dreamer.
So that's your version. So I'm gonna put that in my in the playlist, and I'm gonna listen to one and play them back to back. Like I won't do that right now, but basically I'm gonna add it to the playlist. Because what I do when I'm doing my dishes or something, or cleaning the house, I basically blast that song on repeat and try to
Who's that?
That's Lucid right there.
Oh, there. This is the group you guys.
He lives in his car too, Brian.
This is the group you guys belong to.
Well, that's his group. That's what he calls it, MGTOW. I don't necessarily go. I just got the handle the Sunday Break show.
That's the men who are.
Men going their own ways. Basically, that's their philosophy. But I know you've got a wife and girlfriend, so you can't participate in that.
Oh, well, I go with my
You're
own
a dirty
wife
dog.
6 months of the year, I guess, maybe.
Yeah, but you're a dirty dog. If you got an opportunity with the right girl, you
know what? It's like Trump.
Hey.
I'm like Trump there. I trade up. I don't trade down.
True.
Hey, I have a lot to lose, so
I know. I knew it would be very, very.
Is this a good deal for me? No. One night. It might be 2 nights. But in the end, you lose everything that's important to you. Well, those things are important to me. Trump.
Well, the investment that you've made in your life with this woman, I mean, it's I wouldn't throw that away. Exactly. Not at this point in your life, unless she's like the total.
Hey, it was a pleasure meeting you, Lucid.
Thank you, bro.
That's Brian, by the way.
Brian.
I haven't introduced you. Are you going to smoke a doobie, or is that it for tonight?
Hey, I don't know what you're smoking. I'm going outside and having one of those.
Yeah. Hey, do you want to tune up your guitar and play a song, maybe?
No, man, I'm cool.
How about if you do some acting while we go smoke a doob?
Smoke it right here.
too, but I mean, I'm not really supposed to smoke. Actually, this is all rated R, anyways.
I personally, the camera's not on me, right?
No, the camera's not
I'll
on.
make sure, like I do with the my friends. I take my friends in Vancouver. They are, we'll say, physically challenged due to health reasons. They amputees and everything else. I take them down to the Vapor Lounge in Vancouver, and I believe it was Snoop Dogg that was down there at the time. I met a few, we'll say, celebrities, world-known celebrities in around Vancouver, and in particular in these Vapor Lounges. There's only a couple in Vancouver, and Mark Emery's is one, and the New Amsterdam Cafe is the other. They're side by side. But anyways,
Yeah.
asking me what my job was to do with, in volunteering and helping these individuals. I just said my job, my responsibilities is to make sure their joint is lit and that it doesn't canoe.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Imagine that. Is that going out, Brian? I'll make sure it doesn't.
So, Brian, that's what they call in Canada a voyageur.
Voyageur, yeah. I'm a traveler.
Ain't we all traveling on this big blue planet through space?
I do believe in that digital file. And, I'm wise enough to play within the parameters of it. That's all. It's a personal choice. And I think the more you can do of it, the less they have on you. That's all. And plus, personally, like I was down in Toronto, I kind of gave these individuals a riot act. They like hanging with me. They say, well, we like hanging with you. And I said, well, okay, we learn things and do things more than what they do, like just drink and do stupid things. Just an accident waiting to happen, or we're being caught by the cops. And I said, okay, well, here's the riot act. I don't want to be in a position where someone's going to it's going to be a heat score. I don't go driving with someone who's been the driver's drinking and driving. You want to be like all that, or you go to someone's townhouse complex and the music is blaring at 2 a.m. and you're just going to bring heat. So, I don't know whether they like it or not, but that's the rules I do. Anyways, the digital file. I believe in the digital file, and the less they know of me, I don't do anything illegal. I meet with the chiefs of police here in Canada, in Ottawa, in regards to the marijuana. I'm very involved in the occupational health and safety of it at the workplace, and the youths. And my research allowed me to meet a lot of different individuals all over Canada and down in the west coast of America, the Emerald Triangle in particular. So I learned quite a bit. It could be kind of embarrassing if I was to say I had a DUI, and I'm going to the American Association of Chiefs of Police, and I talk about not drinking and driving. But hang on, don't you have a drink and a DUI? Yeah.
You wouldn't want that tarnished in the record.
Even though I have long hair, I like to keep my nose clean. What I do, the privacy of my own home, is my own business. I don't do anything stupid. I don't do anything rash. I don't do anything hard. Don't even drink. Now, if I end up being in a room with Michelle, I listen to him play music and he hotboxes the place, well, you know what? I got to pay. That's the price of admission.
All right, listen, Brian, we're going to update your file.
Oh, yeah, you got me. Mark Kobe, you got me, man. You got me. You tricked me again.
Are we coming through nice and clear or not?
Oh, I got Brian very clearly.
Yeah. Were you able to hear my guitar, or it was impossible?
No, you were kind enough to keep the music down while he made his confession.
Yeah.
What confession? I don't confess to anything.
It's all acting. It's a
That's
routine.
right.
It's a comedy routine.
Just like that girl using
It's not very funny.
the C word the other day there about Ivanka. Well, that was comedic license, a comedic license. Well, I don't think so.
Well, she happened to be on a live TV show.
It's gotten out of hand. The disrespect that everybody, basically, Trump is basically giving license to everybody to be like assholes.
I don't. It's okay. I don't know your.
I think though that's the consequences of political correctness gone mad. Like when you go too politically correct, you need a guy like Trump to fucking come and say, "Hey, look, man, You gotta call it like it is.
Well, I saw what they did in California, and I see how they do it out in Vancouver, the West Coast thinking. We'll just say the real liberal thinking ways, whether they're because they're lesbians and all that other stuff. That's still lit for you, sir. I'll blow on it. There, do my job. However, our federal justice minister, she's the top cop. She'd be like your Sessions, equivalent to Jeff Sessions here in Canada. Her name's Jody Wilson Raybould. She's part Native. Well, it's that accomplished individual. I bumped into her after last year's Pride Parade, and she and I, we had a private conversation for about 25 minutes to a half an hour.
She couldn't discuss his case.
Yeah, she couldn't discuss my case. So anyways, we discussed a lot. Majority was on the marijuana.
Basically, he turned himself in.
I volunteered my service to the Canadian government in regards about the NAFTA renegotiations. And so there, I was being funny, but being serious at the other time, as I told her. So you know what? Trying to find a Trump supporter in Canada is almost impossible. Try to find a Canadian who is a registered volunteer for Donald J. Trump presidential campaign. Well, that's about as hard as finding a straight person in San Francisco. Kada-bing, kada-boom. And I am. And that's the thing, right? I am a registered Donald J. Trump volunteer. I was in California when I was there in 2016.
Really? You fucking campaigned?
I have. You bet. I volunteered for him.
Yeah.
Zip code 949401. I said, I gave her the address to go ahead. I said, I know people who were down there when I was volunteering from the Canadian
Brian
media.
travels a lot.
I said, I saw that
on the West Coast.
I saw the Hillary Clinton people, you know, when they get together for an involuntary, you know, an informal coffee, maybe at the local coffee house, you know, and how these social justice individuals are like in your face.
Some of that dope, man. Dope head.
When it comes to marijuana in California and Oregon, we have a plan to undercut the $10 a gram industry.
Yeah.
We're going to flood the markets so that the price comes down to a more realistic $1 a gram. Okay, it's a fucking weed and it's cheaper to grow than any other fucking horticulture, and it costs maybe 50 cents a gram, all upfront cost, and you put 100% markup on 50 cents a gram and you get $1 a gram. We're putting an end to the $15 a gram fucking marijuana.
I've had that.
Marijuana is no longer going to be the same price as fucking gold per ounce. We're putting an end to that fucking idea and that economy.
Good point.
Yeah, in my travels and talking to people, even $100 an ounce is reasonable.
No, it isn't. Fuck no.
The price point of growing it indoors to outdoor indoors for like $250 Canadian.
No, we did studies on this in Oregon that took into account large data banks of growers, the money they had to put in up front in order to get the crop and the yield and bag it. 50 cents a gram, dude.
Oh, wow, that's
50
cents.
Indoor, outdoor, a commercial hectare of wheat equivalency. I mean, we're legal now, okay? We don't have to worry about the overhead cost of it being a criminal offense. It's legal now, and it's a fucking weed.
You're
It's
right.
a very hardy plant, easy to grow. And we're going to have the Walmart of the weed industry mass produce it. And it's going to undercut all this 10 and 15 fucking dollar a gram sellers. They're going to take all the economic incentive out for those people because they're only interested in making a capitalist fucking buck by marking up the actual cost of growing it by 50,000 per fucking cent. Okay, they're bigger criminals than the globalists are. These fucking people selling it for $15 a gram at the price of fucking gold. They're bigger criminals.
We don't know what we don't know how efficient these criminals are at it, right?
Well, I'm sorry I get upset, but this is the issue in marijuana for Californians right now.
Yeah, that one there is they were fear. They want to, but also there's a big fear too, is that the big players will come in and push out the smaller players, and they can do it for, remember, they can do it the price point, because as you say, 50 cents here in Canada is about $2.50, whatever with the hydro, maybe a bit lower.
Canada's going to be importing American.
They got control. They got the monopoly. See, here in Canada, the federal government is basically handed, right now, I think there's roughly, we'll say 40 companies across Canada that have a license. They want about 100. And the whole main thing of it is the big boys come in and they buy up the small companies because they have the license. Like a license for a cab. The cab driver, I need that license. So he buys those. There's only going to be 100 licenses, and some guy can buy 30 of them.
Well, the price of electricity in Canada is a hindrance for Canadian economy. They better improve and lower that fucking price. Trump is opening up more industries in America so that the price of electricity comes down even further.
Oh yeah, we adopted a similar to what you guys did, and we jacked the electricity prices way up with the carbon tax. Hey, we get away with
it. Be comparable to gasoline, but if it gets more expensive than gasoline, it must have burned gas, might as well burn diesel. It's a few new engines.
Well, listen, it's the grid, it's the infrastructure of your electrical system in Canada needs billions of dollars in upgrades.
True. It needs
and it's because of the rugged terrain.
Yeah, and we're the only jurisdictions probably in North America where it makes sense to fucking dam rivers because there's not a lot of people here.
I mean, it is very hard to maintain electrical lines in that fucking rugged, snow-covered tundra of Canada.
Hey. Some people may take offense to that.
What are you talking
that
about?
Rugged tundra of Canada.
But he's right, man. Very few people are willing to live here.
People live in Alaska.
I know, but I mean, that's Alaska. They're from there.
Yeah, I met a few of those. They suffer from fucking tremendous winter depression.
I agree. It's a challenge to fucking not be depressed here. But
well, you know what? Take your marijuana cannabis because that helps, I guess.
Maybe I'll be you too.
Like I said, most of the world is not habitable.
Okay. This is when you talk about the dollar a gram. Is it Paraguay or Uruguay in South America that legalized it?
Yeah.
The Spaniards, I work with them in Vancouver. They're traveling, young guys. They travel, and you get a job in construction. They talk about the price point of this country, and I said, "Okay, just Google up the unemployment rate for the youths. We'll say from 15, or we'll say 15 to 25." So now you get a little better idea why the cannabis is so cheap, because they keeping them doped up, and idle hands are the devil's work. And you know what it's like. You get a little bit of youth unemployment. It could be there. So, like I say, one person taught me, the quote was, "Cannabis is the solution to spare time."
Well, listen, the economies of South American countries are fucking shite.
Right, but there's still unemployment. That's the point. These are youth.
And unemployment is directly related to a shit economy and massive corruption in the governments.
Are you talking about the swamp again or South America? Because it sounds identical.
Yeah, I'm talking about Paraguay.
I got you on that one, but I'm just saying, it sounds like any capital city.
No, not to me, it doesn't. I see vast differences in the level of severe, extreme poverty.
Oh, I can imagine. I said even traveling through your country. I came up to the tent city and just purely by mistake made the right instead of the left, and there was in the garment, the textile sector. My girlfriend were looking for it for, and there they were, and wow, and then they popped out like popcorn all over the place under the underpasses. San Francisco, and up the coast, and I actually spoke with some government officials in regards to it.
And have you ever actually researched the per capita levels of extreme poverty in America?
No, but what is it?
Well, I'll leave that up to you to research, because that's at the foundation of your contention. That somehow it's an unmanageable, out of control problem in America. They look like third world countries. But if you actually look at the percentage of people living in the United States below the extreme poverty level and compare it to any fucking country in South America, you will be impressed.
Oh, I don't deny that.
But you said you saw no difference between capitals like San Francisco and the fucking capitals in Paraguay. You said they look the same to you.
Never been to Paraguay.
Never been to Paraguay.
Well, whatever. You said you went to San Francisco and you saw a bunch of people living in tents.
I saw the tent.
And from that, you extrapolated, this look probably is what it looks like in third world countries.
No,
and
I don't say that. Anyways, anyway, no, it was the tents. The point of the tent city, the government officials, it falls under the definition of the UN Convention for the rights of the rights of individuals with physical handicaps, right? And the words are reasonable and adequate.
No, we're not obligated in America to follow the UN's Human Rights Treaty. We're not obligated to follow that.
But you know what? I'm not saying the UN's perfect. I've argued against it about that one because I told them in class that the law in the Canadian Constitution is a lot stronger and more bold definition of that because it's people are. It doesn't specify all.
I've seen the results of providing low cost government housing to poor people. You know what they do to the housing?
Destroy it.
They fucking absolutely destroy it.
Oh, yeah.
They have no respect for the property because they don't fucking own it. It's like when you rent a car, you trash the shit out of it and treat it, you don't give a fuck because you don't own the car. That's exactly what happens when low cost housing is provided to poor fucking people. So let them live in tents, provide enough fucking toilets for them to shit in, because you're never going to be able to house all the homeless.
No, because
the moment
you house people, they just reproduce.
Yeah, they come and see the west coast of Canada, and like the west coast of America, is ideal. Unless like Florida, but it's ideal weather. Okay, Vancouver, we get some cold nights and everything else, but people across the country.
It makes sense to be living outside.
The governments in different parts of jurisdiction in Canada will actually pay and offer a person on social assistance, welfare, social security, whatever you call it, the welfare, a one-way ticket to Vancouver and money in their pocket. So now they go bus or plane or whatever. They come to Vancouver, and guess what? Now they're on Vancouver and BC's, the province's books. And the other places have washed their hands of it.
But are they Canadian?
Yeah, the Canadian. You go get welfare here. Hey, you know what? Hey, here's $1,500. Here's how you want a bus or a plane. You go and fly, get out of here, and don't come back.
Right, they basically incentivize
don't come back.
To leave.
And people will jump at it.
Yeah,
they offered it from when we had the Olympics. People were offered money, accommodation, get out of the city for a while. When the Olympics are over, you come on back.
Come on.
Yeah, nobody's come up with a solution for the homeless.
Oh, yeah.
And nobody's come up with a solution for the mentally ill and the drug addicts. There's most of the solutions I hear is fuck them, let them die. We'd be better off without them. There are no free lunches. But we in California are too liberal to allow that to occur. See, we see starving people in the street. We're not collecting the dead bodies off the public streets. We're actually feeding them, giving them places to shower,
No, but you know
giving
what?
them a space in the garden district because nobody wants them in their neighborhood.
Hey, you guys keep playing practice at home, bro.
We're bleeding heart liberals in California. We don't want to be picking up starving dead babies off the street.
You know, eventually humanity will get its act together and we'll solve something, whether it's whatever. Something.
Well, it's certainly not a problem because of liberal politics. I can tell you fucking that. And Trump ain't not even gonna make a dent in it.
Trump didn't create the problem. He didn't create the problem. It's been there for a long time. It's what's happened in society is like people get old, or you start going bald. You don't notice it. And all of a sudden, boom, it's there. Well, we're there. This has been going on for a long time. And we're there. Now it's time to pay.
What we've done is we've gone to other countries and we've said, you know, there's a way that's better than just picking the dead babies and adults, the old people, picking up their dead bodies and throwing them all in a wagon. There's a better way. We can probably provide you with some technology so that you can at least sustain yourself at a near poverty level where you're not starving to death. We can do at least that much for other countries. And we have been doing that for fucking decades.
Yeah, we're generous for sure.
Because that's humanitarian. That's humanitarian aid. We can do better than allow, 50,000 babies or children not to survive to adulthood. Remember, Mitch, we were looking at from the age of 5. I was talking about surviving to the age of 18.
Okay. Because you know
that's a larger group of youngsters who never make it out of childhood. They just die from starvation, dirty water, fucking no housing, diseases that are preventable, and people still say that a God exists. Really?
Yeah, it's pretty harsh, eh? When you describe it like that, there's got to be the poorest person on the planet. That guy must be in desperate state, like in a desperate state right now. There's a guy right now who's dying of starvation.
Yeah, before we get to the end of this stream, there will probably be 100 children in the world that have died from starvation. Before we get to the end of this stream. But people don't want to think like that.
Oh, that's but let me just say this though. Maybe we're just too conscious of death for our own good. Because animals mourn the way that we would mourn.
But people are doing something about it. They're lowering the death rate every year.
Yeah, there's people working on that because it's a worthwhile endeavor. Because it could save your child.
The world is a beautiful place. And we have created a civilization like none that we have seen from the past.
Well, we can go to the store and get some little gadget that would be so kind of serve such utility, like an extension cord. You could plug something in with an extension cord and like actually reach the plug. Without that plug, without the extension cord, whatever you had, like a fridge, would be rendered useless, right?
Yeah, technology is going to create solutions that we haven't even figured out yet. And it's going to change the world in ways that technology always changed the course of human civilization. It comes online and suddenly everybody gives up the horse and buggy and they go for the engine. We get the printing press, we get television, radio, everybody's fucking tuned in with a cell phone, everybody's connected to a digital fucking web, and we see all these massive changes taking place. And yet and still, there's a large majority of the population that are fucking claiming that the government is the biggest threat to our survival on the planet, and others who are claiming God intends for this world to fucking end in a ball of fire.
Well, that's kind of biblical, man. That's kind of in the Bible. So I don't know if they're trying to do a self prophecies, like you know what I'm saying?
Self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Sorry.
Yeah, we got to pull these people kicking and screaming out of the fucking Bronze Age into the 21st century. We're still doing this. It boggles my mind.
I find that that's one of the harshest things about uh, society right now. It's like everybody's like a polar opposite of the next guy, and they're not like everybody's putting on some kind of like attitude. I don't really appreciate it.
Well, they have spent decades of their lives campaigning for a mission to save the world from the global elitists who are devil worshippers and pedophiles, and they have us all hypnotized, and they're controlling us with our minds with their technology, and they're defiling our children and our souls. I mean, it goes on and on. These people go on and fucking on every day. And they're trying to recruit people to their cause.
How did they find each other, man? That's pretty gross.
It's the interwebs. And then they claim that they're being targeted by the government and recorded, and they have a file on them, and they're paranoid about this great global power worried and concerned about their dipshit little fucking lives. Like that makes them feel important. Like anybody gives a fuck about their dipshit little schemes on the world. You know, it's just a way of them self-inflating themselves so that they feel important every day. Their suffering takes on this grand meaning in life that they can justify not fucking offing themselves because they feel like they're getting fucked up the ass every day. Holy shit, man. I say put the fucking bat down. It's a sickness, man. And I tell you, it's a self-selecting fucking test. Nobody is forcing these people to go online and wave their government is the enemy flag and we are not free and form their own courts of law. And, you know, nobody is stopping them from communicating these ideas that are so revolutionary and is going to save the world from destruction or prepare us all for the coming destruction. You know, the people selling these survival kits, and you got to know how to get the lead out of your water. And if you don't have a bunker and 100 fucking rounds of ammunition, you're not going to survive. This Alex Jones mentality of madness is fucking, it's not contagious, but it will draw in the weak-minded fucking mental herd, the herd mentality. There are never a shortage of these people on the planet who are willing to die for this idea. They don't need much evidence.
It goes in waves and cycles. Maybe this is the intended purpose of this particular cycle, that there'll be like a big cleansing. And then and then everybody who said there was going to be a Holocaust, and there you go, you're dead. Thank you very much for coming. And like most people will die if the structures of society break down.
Well, we're not. There's unfortunately there are the smart people who have sound minds that have their hands on the levers of control.
Right.
Okay, it's not these fucking lunatics.
You spend a lot of money on security nowadays.
Well, you have to. It seems like the birth pangs before the a new society emerges, whereby we can throw off the shackles of this fucking rampant ignorance that pervades humanity for millennia.
I don't know, but some people are pretty far gone there, Lucid. You can't fucking you can't really
No.
People.
No, you can't. That's why there's no real mechanisms of control. We're just kind of loosely steering civilization and trying to keep it from wrecking itself. I mean, if we had enough control, we wouldn't be in this fucking catastrophic position we are now, with weapons of mass destruction and their technology getting into the hands of those who want to see the world destroyed in order to fulfill some biblical or holy prophecy. I mean, if we had true control, we wouldn't be so close to it. The problem is we can't control these fucking people, and we never have been able to control these people. So what do? We got to spend more money preventing them from destroying the fucking world and taking everybody with them.
We have to bribe them not to kill us.
And the people who are engaged in trying to stop this process are themselves being attacked from within their own ranks. Like they're some secret fucking Luciferian, globalist conspiracists that are trying to demolish freedom of the individual. Okay, fucking A. You can't win any way you look at it. Everybody's fucking got an enemy somewhere.
You're right. You got to watch out for that, and you don't want to be too rude, you don't want to be rude with people and basically burn bridges.
Well, look, I mean, there are fruitcakes, and they don't need any provocation. You don't have to say anything terrible to them. Once they decide you are not with them, you are the fucking dehumanized enemy that needs to be obliterated from existence.
What?
They're a black or white fucking neurosis mentality. There are no shades of gray to them.
It doesn't seem like a very good sportsmanship kind of attitude.
They're neurotic, dude, and there's no cure for mental illness, okay? There's just none. And common sense ain't so common.
You're right. You're right. And you know what? I fear I fear that people are just like, they don't know how good they've got it,
They're just vulnerable to people who want to tell them the reason their lives suck is not because of the poor decisions they made in their life, but because there's something in the world that is seeking to take their soul.
Well,
and it's evil.
I don't know anything about that.
Well, that's Christianity. It's a test. God is just testing us in this world in order to prepare us for the next world.
Well, I agree.
That's Christianity.
That's something that I'm hoping that's going to happen.
And that's Islam.
And
same agenda.
Yeah.
This world is is scheduled for destruction by God the Father Almighty.
Why is he so upset? Why is God so upset?
You know, if you even ask that question of God, you're going to fucking hell.
Yeah. Well, I know that there's a lot of hardship in the world, and those pedophiles they're like the most evil creatures on the planet. If they're all doing this and they're conspiring together to do this, this would be awful.
That's fine, but don't you dare question God's motive.
Oh no, you're right. You're right. I mean, it's a moot point, and you know what? It's a merciful God. So there you go.
It's a merciful God that designed a system where billions of souls will be sent to everlasting damnation. That's the system that God designed. And for a good reason that is beyond your understanding. So don't you dare fucking question God. And that he loves you. Fucking God loves you. And not only in this life, but for the rest of your life, you're going to, eternity, you're going to have God's love. This type of love will be looking after you.
Yeah, the feeling's mutual.
And people are killing one another for this. Love. Where is Brian?
He's gone to smoke a cigarette and talk to his girlfriend. Are you able to hear my guitar playing, or doesn't come through?
Yeah, man. Turn it up.
I don't like it. It's too loud at some point. Here's something. And I fucked up at the end there. You ever hear that song before?
No.
It's the Grateful Dead. You know it costs a lot to win and even more. You gotta spend sometimes wondering what to choose. You don't even know. You watch each card you play and play it slow. It's a pretty cool tune.
It's good to see you today, Sonny.
Hey, good to see you, man. Did you get your guitar out and tune it up, man?
Sonny, yesterday my life was filled with rain. Sonny, you came my way and everything's not the same. Remember that song, Sonny?
You make up your own lyrics to that if you wanted to, and then we could just change the chords, tempo, and we could just change the key and we do our own tune. Even more lose. I love the chord changes. I'm starting to get back into my groove with my mojo, eh? Like I only play in front of the camera, so I think I'm going to end up doing a lot of broadcasting. And I ordered up a camera, and I'm gonna go professional, man. At some point.
Yeah, you're a pro. Hey, play the A. Play the A string. Play an A string.
Okay.
Okay, let me just tune that string up.
I think you're too high.
Yeah, but it'll stretch.
Just tune from that.
You already tuned your guitar, right?
Right. We'll just go off of my guitar, and if it's like I'll check mine right now, and I'll
Yeah,
tell you.
why don't you do that? Because last time you were high,
Right.
and I wound up going way up to an A that was like more like a C. It was like 2 steps above.
Glad we fucking took the tuner out, man. Okay, so let's go with the A again. That's E right there, right?
Yeah.
I'll give you the low E, okay?
All right.
This is the 7th fret on the 5th string, the harmonic.
All right, I think I'm better tuned now. I was like a full step and a half lower, I think.
Give me a chord and we'll see how it sounds. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Great sound. It's got that Mexican Latin flavor to it. I love it.
Yeah, man, that was a cool song. Right?
Go ahead.
I used to know that song, classical guitar, you know. I liked it.
You should practice it because that would be a definite keeper for a broadcast.
Well, I just know the first movement, then it gets really fucking complicated. And I never was good enough at classical guitar to spend the hours that it takes to learn it.
There's a lady who's sure, and all that glitter is golden. She's gone, stand with her. You could jazz up that song, wouldn't you?
Hey, yeah, man. I used to love to take those songs of other artists and make them my own.
Me too, man. Like, and I'm not really good at doing that because I'm very, very selective as the songs I'm doing. And one of the songs I want to do is Mona Lisa by Nat King Cole. I want to put that on the guitar. I got the first.
Well, I remember Richie Havens doing "Here Comes the Sun" at Woodstock. Remember that?
Here comes the sun. Do-do-do-do.
Richie Havens did a version of that at Woodstock back in the 70s, and I was like 11 years old, and I'm looking at him going, fuck, that was amazing. I want to be able to do that.
I remember he opened the show, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so. Just that man and his guitar, man, and nobody played and sounded like Richie Havens. Here come the sun, here come the sun, here come the
Do
sun.
you remember who played there at the Woodstock? Do you know the band?
Yeah,
I have.
yeah.
I think the Who were there.
Jefferson Starship or Jefferson Airplane was there.
Jimi Hendrix was there.
Janis Joplin.
Was
I
Mary,
remember
was the Mama
Joni
there? No way. They weren't.
Joni Mitchell, who wrote the song Woodstock. I remember she was fucking there.
Really, eh? Fuck, some heavy hitters were there, eh?
Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young.
Yeah, yeah. When you see the Southern Cross for the first time, you wonder how you ever came this way. So many times I have fallen. You ever hear that song?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Crosby, Stills and Nash, I believe. When you see the Southern Cross for the first time. When I used to work in the bush, when I used to go into the bush for my construction, 2 weeks at a time, and I get a week
Yeah.
off, come home, and I put that was the song I put on every time, for some reason. And I basically listen to one song at a time, and I just repeat it. Eh? Like I'm very selective in that way. Very weird, but I learn it. I'm usually learning a song, right? And I'll learn a song and I'll forget it just as fast. Here's one here. Look who's back in the atmosphere with Jupiter in her hair. Hey, hey, hey. Tell me, did you stop? And then I don't know how it goes, but that's basically like a hit song. So I would learn a song like that, especially if somebody says, "Hey, man, do you know this song?" And then I would make an effort to learn it, especially if it had good words and it was kind of catchy.
Yeah, man, that's cool.
So that's basically that's how I learn songs. And I think there's so many songs in the world that like, and I'm really not that like I do a lot of self censoring, and a lot of what I do right, like let's say in the comment sections of the Zero Hedge, I'm kind of like bitter and kind of like sarcastic, trolly, and maybe that's not such a good thing. Hey, I'm gonna unsub now. This is pathetic. Okay, that's all right. I lost a visit. I lost a guy. It's all right. Well, it was really summer. I like Bob Seger stuff.
Against the Wind.
Just very simple chords. Yeah, are you able to see the chords that I'm playing?
Yeah, very simple chords for a very simply broken heart, crying your beer song.
Great tune, man. Against the wind. Against the wind. And then there's the other one that I like there. It's off the. Oh my God. It'll come to me. It'll always.
Yeah, Bob Seger, man. I don't think he's still touring anymore, is he?
No, but he's a trooper, man. It's a one-man operation, man.
Yeah, man. I wouldn't look forward to being having that life where you're just traveling from city to city, town to town, bar to bar, playing the same fucking songs over and over. Man, that seems like punishment.
Well, it depends. I'd like to have my own club, and people would come and visit there, and people would travel to come and see me, and I'd maybe do a YouTube broadcast too, so it'd be like you wouldn't have to. You just like I'd have a
I
house
remember.
there, right?
I mean, the idea of there being just a studio band and they record in studio and they sell their records and they never go on tour. Remember what band that was? That was Steely Dan.
Right. But we could also put other musicians on the road for us. We don't have to. We just have to come up with the songs.
Well, you need to be young, man, and you need to be ambitious, and you need to have more energy than fucking I have. That's for sure.
No, but if you get a stable of songs and then you you hire musicians to play them in front of people.
Once you get into the industry of music, man, it's all a machine and it's a gravy train, right? Like Pink Floyd said, welcome on board the gravy train. I mean, Pink Floyd immortalized this in the song Have a Cigar and Money. I mean, they just like said, look, this is the bullshit you have to deal with if you want to be a musician, a professional, original musician in the industry. This is what it's like, man. And it ain't going to change in your lifetime. It just ain't.
Right.
But then the digital age came along, and suddenly all this music was unleashed. And fucking A, the idea that you could own a song was challenged. Like, what's the value of a song if you don't have anybody hearing it? I mean, isn't the person who hears the song as important as the songwriter? I mean, what's the fucking point?
Right.
You just want to write songs and have nobody hear it unless they're willing to pay you for it? I mean, come on.
Yeah, no, it's mine.
Oh no, it's what's the names of the routers?
Mirrors. Direct. Remake. Cap router. Linsky's. Juke.
I must have my name there, no?
Ace of Blues.
Ace of Blues, that's it.
Which one?
Put on the just doesn't matter which one you do. It will basically log on to the one that's going to give you the results that you. If you go to video, it'll give you a one bandwidth. It's right on the side of that thing. All lowercase.
Which one?
XM.
Hang on.
XM472007. Should have just given it to you. But then it's going to be on the fucking YouTube, but that's just a fucking Wi-Fi password, you know. I don't think it's a big XM472007. XM472007. Come in 2096.
2007.
2007. 2007. My CIA ID. Okay, I'm gonna have to call it a night, Lucid. But your guitar's in tune now. You could probably broadcast, and I'll tune into you.
Thank you, bro. All right, Sonny Breaks. Nice to meet you, Brian. Have a good night, fellas.
You guys rock, man. Take care.
I've updated your file, Brian, so we're cool.
All right.
Good night.
I think the CIA and the Caesars give me a passing grade.
Well, we'll see about that. I won't overpromise.
Okay. If you're able to share my video, I'll share yours.